Hey guys, um, I'm sitting here. It's a lovely evening. I'm sitting here in the dining room, and the sky color is so pretty with the trees and all. Um, is that really? That is the sky. Doesn't even look natural. Anyway, um, I hope everyone is good. It's been a kind of a crazy couple of weeks, about 2.5 weeks. Um, some good things, some quite annoying things. Um, I'll tell you, it's good. Things are getting like the last couple hoops that I'm trying to jump through have just been a little more difficult, and I knew they would be, um, but I'm still loving it here, and I'm still here, and I'm not doing anything different, but I just have to be patient. I'll get to that. Anyway, so after my last video, I went that night to the prom to see the musical The Prom that a friend of mine was in, and it was cute. It's not my favorite show in the world, but he was very funny in it and very cute and very energetic and the people in it were all really good. It was an amateur production, but there were some really good people. In fact, the older female lead, the Beth Level part, if anyone knows the cast from Broadway, she looked and acted and sounded and everything just like Beth Level. I mean, she could have been on Broadway doing this, and yet she's an amateur. So I was very impressed. Um, so anyway, that was fun, and basically the next day I got on my train and met my new co-teachers, um, who were all lovely, but a third of my age. Some of them were more like half my age, but somewhere between half and a third of my age. Um, we got on the train to Leimwerder, which I can understand why nobody knows where it is that I've talked to in Germany, because it's like kind of almost non-existent. It's sort of a suburb of Bremen, and it's across the river, the Weser, from Vegesack, which is a little bigger suburb of Bremen. Um, but yeah, Leimwerder is just all kind of modern and nice. I mean, it's clean and nice little houses and stuff, but very modern. Very little there. There's a few shops and a church and a couple of restaurants and an Edeka, because everyone, they've got to have an Edeka. And it actually was a nice Edeka, but that's about it. There wasn't really much there. Oh, and a bakery. Thank God for that bakery. Um, so it was a good week. I mean, it was. We had a ninth grade class, and they wanted to do a serious show, and that kind of revolved around bullying and a little bit of the war and things. And so we were able to do a nice little play about that revolved around those themes. The other class did a crazy, wacky, funny show, and uh, of course, our class thought that people liked theirs more just because they were laughing. But we had to explain to them that you don't always know when an audience is enjoying a serious show, because laughing, they're not laughing, so you don't hear it or see it necessarily. But anyway, a couple of kids got the giggles near the end of it, and kind of ruined the seriousness of it anyway. But it was, we did our job fine, and the school was really nice, and the kids were all great. Um, let's see, what can I tell you about Leimwerder in that area? There were sheep right outside our hotel. That was different and cute. They were very cute, but the sheep were like in the town. I'm not sure what the sheep were there to keep the grass apparently down. So that's what they were there for. The hotel was not great. The bed was not comfortable. I woke up every day with a backache, and I'm not used to getting up at 6 in the morning, so it was a little, it was exhausting. I'll just tell you, the 2 weeks there was exhausting. I did get into Bremen on the weekend in between, and I really liked Bremen. It was very interesting. It had a very kind of like a bit of a gritty feel near the train station, but and there were people out like in bars at 11 in the morning on a Saturday, and it had a little bit of a rough kind of feel to it, but then you get into the center of town and it's gorgeous. It's just really pretty spectacular, the Altstadt. I got a haircut there. Actually, the best haircut I've had since I've been here. It's a little far to go for a haircut, but I would go back if I could. Anyway, walked around the Altstadt, the Schnur. I can't remember the name now. The real, like, kind of storybook old section of it. Saw the Bremen Town Musician statue and the churches and the town square and all of that. Bought a few Bremen food specialties, some little kind of meringues covered in praline. Those were yummy. Anyway, it was a really nice day, and I came back that same day. That was the Saturday in between. And Sunday I walked around Vegesack, which is actually very pretty, and there's a beautiful park along the river and some mansions and stuff. So that was nice too. Food wise, I had spargel one night. I'm getting into spargel a lot now because you have to. And Italian pizza, I didn't have much in the way of vegetables. That spargel was about it for 2 weeks. Everything was like pizza and ice cream and meat, grilled meats and things. So I really did not, my diet did not go very well. But, whatever. The second week, I was the only one staying for the second week, and a new batch of other teachers showed up. One who I knew and had worked once with before, and that went great. We had an 8th grade class. We did more of a funny show, and it went well. And the whole week went pretty well. The teachers were great, and the other class did a good job too. Also a funny show. I went one more time to Vegesack. You have to take a ferry over the river, which I really enjoyed. I like being on boats in the water and all of that. So it was really nice to be able to be on the boat. So I made that trip about 4 or 5 times altogether. So it was, a tiring but successful 2 weeks there. And getting back was a nightmare. There's always train trouble. And so it was a little crazy. But we got back. We almost missed our connection in Hamburg and ran to get it. And when I came back into town, I came out of the train station, and there was a klezmer band playing, and people were dancing, and I just thought, what a wonderful place Berlin is. It really, coming back home to New York, I was always stressed, always. It would just be stressful. And here I came back, and I felt happy to be back. So that was nice. That night, I just pretty much conked out. I didn't even really eat. Besides, I gained like 3 pounds in the 2 weeks anyway there. So the next day, this is yesterday, I went shopping for food. I went to the Winterfeld Platz market, and I have a crush on one of the workers at one of the produce stands. Oh my God. Excuse me. Um, and he sold me 2 kilos of beautiful spargel for 15 euros. It was a good deal. And he could have sold me anything. Didn't matter. Anyway, so I just bought lots of vegetables. I just needed vegetables. And so I did that and came home and made some nice food. And then today I went to an apartment viewing. And let me just say, it was very disappointing. I got there early, an hour early. I was like the third person there. Waited. People gradually showed up. There were probably 80 or 100 people there altogether. This was in Moabit. And nice neighborhood near the Berkenstrasse stop. And so anyway, all of a sudden, we were waiting at the address that was on the ad. And all of a sudden, people are going into another apartment building. But nobody's saying what's happening. They're just all going over there, and I don't know why. And some people are coming out, and some people are going in. And finally, we go over there, and apparently they put the wrong address on the ad. And it was actually next door. And so, but nobody was nice enough to say, hey, these guys were here first, or, let's tell them. No, so I was third, but originally, and then I was like 60th by the time I got in. And we went up to this apartment, which had, it was like a 4-floor walk up. The kitchen was tiny and it had nothing in it. And I thought, once everything is in this kitchen, there's going to be no place to stand. So I thought, this isn't going to work. And I didn't like some other things about it, but I did like the main room with the balcony was actually very nice, although they were going to be building a kindergarten underneath, apparently, right below the under the balcony. So that didn't make me happy. But I thought, you know what? I'm here. I brought my documents. I made nice colored copies, and I brought them. I stood in line. There was a woman taking the documents and handing out applications. It looked like pretty much everybody was getting an application that I could see. I talked to her a little in English. She spoke English, asked me a couple questions, and then she said, thank you, goodbye, and did not hand me an application. So I didn't think to ask why at that moment because I was so like, okay. And I walked out. I was curious to see, I had been talking to the woman behind me who was a person of color from Portugal. We had been chatting, and there was another woman I had been chatting with there too. And so I went outside and I waited for her a little bit and asked her if she got an application, and she did not either. And it really looked like everybody had been getting them. They did not run out because I saw people after us with applications coming out. The other person I had met there and talked to did get one. I don't know. I don't know if it was my age or being a freelancer. The woman behind me, I don't know if there was some racism going on there, but, and plus both of us were not native Germans. Maybe that was a thing. I mean, I don't know. So obviously it was not meant to be, but it was just a little annoying to have it be so disorganized and then, having gotten there early and to be treated like that was just a little didn't make me happy. But I left with one of the people that I met, and I'm going to stay in touch with these two people, and it was great to meet them, and that so something good came of it. But it just didn't feel like it boded well for my search. So I know that it's best to get something through someone you know. And I'm hoping that can happen somehow. So the more people I meet, the more people maybe will have connections to something. I thought back, maybe I should have taken the one out in Pickelsdorf, but to have to go through this again in a year and a half, I just, yeah, I don't think I want to do that. So anyway, that was my apartment hunting, but my day of apartment hunting. So not to end on a negative note, I got a job in September cooking for a gay bear event in Portugal, south of Lisbon, at a beach house, cooking for a group of, hopefully it'll be about 15 bears. For those of you who don't know what that means, they mean it refers to sort of the more curvy figured, big boy, hairy, facial hairy kind of guys, of which I seem to fall into that category. So it'll be fun. It'll be, it's a cooking job, so I enjoy that, and it'll be in a beautiful place, and I'm sure some nice people, and and I'll get paid to do it and to go to Portugal. So that'll be nice. That'll be in September. That's some good news. And there was another person interested in doing my show in Savannah, Georgia. So I don't know for sure yet if that's going to happen. I'm waiting to hear. But that would also be some good news. So there's some good. It's just this apartment thing is a little stressful. And I know that we all know that here. I'm going to keep at it. And we'll see what happens. If anyone knows of anything, I'm here. Please let me know. Okay. Have a lovely week, everyone. And I will see you soon. Okay. Goodbye.